Whoa. Where'd you find this?
Dirt nasty, yo.
Eric Redinger.
You almost said it right.
Redinger? Eric Redinger?
Nope. You're ruining it.
Gotta talk over it.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
copyright reasons. We don't want to get taken off of the YouTubes, the LinkedIn's, because LinkedIn's where the party's really at.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a good break in
Cocktail
it so I can
party.
give a hi.
2 minutes left in the song. See if you can do it.
Toddy, God Almighty.
You couldn't do it.
Oh no. These bitch lungs, I can't do that.
Need to Wim Hof it.
Tell us about Wim Hof. What are you doing these days in the wellness department?
Oh, I do Wim Hof every day, man. Got to.
You got to re-explain to the audience what is Wim Hof.
I even got a sound drop for it.
Oh,
The sound drop
wow.
is actually toke and exhale, but it sounds more like deep breathing.
We're marginally getting better. I like it
Yeah.
every day.
We're 5-star men.
Oh man, the soundboard's coming together.
Yeah. Really nice.
They're quicker drops. You're like really excited about it.
You hear that one?
What is that?
That was one I had to stop myself from using when we have guests. Just listen.
Did you come in it?
Did you come in?
What is that from?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nice. All right, I like it.
Did you come in my burrito? I didn't.
Wow,
You never know when that's going to come in handy.
pretty special. What about
The Wim Hof?
Can I request something for the soundboard before you give the Wim Hof breathing method?
Okay.
Little Ric Flair woo. Oh, really?
No, I like it. I'm
All
going to
right.
write it down. No, I won't. But somebody will remind me, right?
Yeah.
Now, the Wim Hof, yeah, that's when it comes to keeping myself straight, that's the number one thing I'd say I do. That and stretching. When I'm old and dying, I'll at least do those two things.
I just heard Diamond Dallas Page on Rogan's podcast last night as I was falling asleep and talking about doing yoga for dudes and how he became a wrestler later than everybody, like 35. And they said he'd be done by 42, and then he started doing yoga every day.
Dude, it's
And
legit.
he came back and was like, whatever their MVP is for fake.
The world champion,
I mean,
intercontinental.
It's still athletic. But it's a play. So whatever that means.
Yeah, but those guys get hurt just as much,
Oh yeah.
I've
And
never-
they work like 230 days a year. That's something people
Yes.
don't realize.
Yes, their schedule's worse than any professional sport.
Yeah.
I mean, the
They all end up looking like Mickey Rourke in the end.
yeah, him especially. I've never actually done yoga. I kind of just make it up as I go along.
Oh really?
It just goes. I see what girls post on Instagram. I'll copy that, and then just kind of feel what's stiff, and figure it out. It works better for me that way. I like to
Really?
be told how to do stuff. Yeah,
You think that's more of a mental thing?
I for real got I got like a 15-minute thing that so far I think I cover everything, all the body parts, everything that can hurt.
And then you just figure it out?
No, I mean now I got it figured out, but it took me a long time to come up with the Eric Redinger method of stretching in the morning.
Huh. So I here's how dumb I am about stretching. I know it would improve everything in my life almost, and I still don't do it consistently.
Dude, I mean I can't. I'll hurt myself if I don't do it.
Huh.
Like almost every time. If I miss a day, I'll do something stupid and hurt myself.
A friend of the program, my former co-host on Triple Option Podcast, they're going to keep it going, Steve and Chad. But Chad, he's 40, 41 years old, and he has the little roller thing for he burst his Achilles tendon or whatever.
Oh no!
And we were
the
talking about
half-
it. It's like it's all because you're not stretching.
He's not pliable.
He was playing tennis too, and it's always the worst sport. Like
Yeah.
it's,
A
when
lot
you-
of lateral movement.
And so it was like we were talking about that, and it was like, yeah, of course you can be injury prone and all that stuff if you're a professional athlete because you're subconsciously nursing that knee, but by you holding back a little bit and not stretching it out.
Altering
like
the way you are,
Right.
you're just going to enter the other side or whatever.
You're going to run differently. It's going to break your other ankle
Yeah.
in a way. And so, stretching is it's everything. It's so insane. And
not to leave people hanging on the Wim Hof. It's a breathing method combined with cold therapy exposure where I'm doing an ice bath like once a week. I try to do it.
Because it's anti-inflammatory.
Yes. Sends out the cold shock proteins, which essentially
Your
reduce
body-
inflammation. It's like taking
Your body
a pain
freaks
pill.
out.
Yeah.
Your body freaks out and is like, it goes into fight or flight.
Right.
Essentially.
Exactly.
And your body fights it. And by doing that, it's almost in a similar way to like working out, like doing curls. You're stretching out that muscle, right?
Yes.
Same thing, but your body's just getting stressed
Yes.
to a point where it has to.
And the repair
protect.
is
Yeah.
what you're going for.
But supposedly, it's like the best thing you can do.
Oh, dude, it's huge for me.
And
Like,
that
I
when-
just never feel sore anymore.
Oh God,
It's great.
It'd be awesome to wake up one day without feeling something sore.
Yeah.
I was like, does everybody have this? Does everybody wake
Yeah,
up?
I think so.
Yeah?
You just gotta work. You just gotta work at it.
Huh.
It's between the Wim Hof and the stretching, it's 30 minutes a day that I'm committed that I gotta do that every day.
Yeah. I'm redoing
Running and lifting weights is a couple times a week.
I'm redoing the schedule, trying to figure. I hate this term in our field, in the digital world, but optimizing whatever I can, get the most out of.
I hate it too.
I hate it, but I don't know a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Get the most out of your day is kind of second, and that's a lot of words.
The only answer is to wake up earlier.
Yeah, I know. No, that's part of it. Wake up earlier. I get more shit done. You're right. I listen to you. You're right. It's the thing with you make concessions, and then those concessions become excuses, and then
The excuses become the norm.
and then you got love handles and a dad bod
Mm-hmm.
before you know it. I'm not posting 6-pack pictures online like you are.
Because you can't.
I
You would if
can.
you could.
With some good shadowing, I can.
Well, I mean, yeah, good photos.
And someone else's abs. Diamond Dallas Page, for those that are interested, he has an app that it's for dudes that don't stretch. So it's basically, do easy stretches, get you into it. It's like doing a beginner's class. I've done it. And I was like, why did I stop doing this? I'm going to download that. So that's a little tip for you.
Yeah, always try and do something online first. Because you don't want to go into a yoga class.
There's social pressure, I think.
Yeah,
is
and you're
helpful.
gonna fart and you're
No.
gonna do something
No, there's no hot girls in that beginner's class.
That's true.
That's what I'll tell you. It's all it's all like grandmas that are overweight.
okay. Well,
I've been to a bunch of
you
them.
still don't want to fart in front of them. You still don't want to hurt yourself. Try it out online on the YouTube.
Farting in front of them is they don't know.
I guess they're
If
probably
it's an
doing
older
it too.
crowd, they don't know. But do the free ones in the park. There's always something like that going on in any city. There's
With goats.
Yeah, there's
That's a
free.
thing.
There's always free yoga somewhere, and if you live in a city, there's always one of those. You can do that because that's like no one's really paying attention to you at all.
Yeah. If free yoga, nobody's committed.
And I just get in child's pose anyway.
Which one's that? Fetal position?
That's the one where you look like you're praying for Islam.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, where you're pointing to Mecca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I still do that a lot. 'Cause
So if somebody walks in on me doing that, it's like less embarrassing to just tell them I'm praying and doing yoga.
what is that stigma? Why?
I don't know. I don't get it. It's just like,
And I'm not even embarrassed by it, but I do the same thing. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
I'd be
I
like,
thought
I'm
I
not
lost
stretching.
I lost a quarter
care.
down.
how stiff I am.
Yeah, but for me, it's all energy based. It's all like, I know I can get more energy out of it. Same with eating well. That's another one. It's like, you know these things, but we can't stop ourselves from it. Anyway, Wim Hof in it. The Iceman. Look him up. He can submerge what?
Sorry.
For what?
Well, he holds the world record for being submerged in ice, just like not dry ice, but like ice that they keep dumping on him, where it's like it'll melt away, but they keep pouring ice on him. So it's not water. But he was in it for like 2 hours or something, and they were just like, can I stop?
But his whole deal was mental, right? It's
Yeah.
like most people can do some of this.
Yeah.
He might be the extreme, but it's like it's all breathing.
Yeah,
it's all
well,
mental.
his method is basically triggering what's it's your autonomic immune system, which you're not supposed to be
Excuse
able
me?
to control.
What is that?
Autonomic immune system, I believe.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
That's the one. So you get a belt. No, the
Anthony Bourdain it?
it's
Too soon? Not soon enough?
you do the breathing, and it's basically filling your lungs with oxygen, and then your blood's oxygenated, and you're able to hold your breath longer. Mm-hmm. And when you do the breath holds, it makes your body go into the fight or flight mode, and it does a similar effect to the ice bath of endorphins and serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine. Norepinephrines. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nor Jones.
But it's pretty crazy. I'm a believer.
No,
they've got tons of scientific evidence coming. They're studying this guy like crazy.
Since you came on the show as a guest, and then now
took it over.
Now have anchored your spot. Yes.
I forgot I got it for you.
Hell yeah.
Just for you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now just get like 8 different variations.
I know.
Of that. No, I don't know, the boat horn it's still not passe for me. I still love it.
Yeah.
Hey, I still love DJ Khaled.
Mm-hmm. He's still good, right? I'm like just getting into DJ Khaled.
Oh, he's horrible. No, he doesn't do anything. He's the DJ.
Well, he's the best though.
We the best.
Oh, we are.
We the best. That's his saying.
Who's he talking about?
Another one is his other saying. Oh, no, he's like a motivational speaker if he's anything. He's kind of like Pitbull. You're like, I don't know what he does.
His other saying is another one?
And another one, yeah. I swear to God. You're
the irony folding in on itself.
The next episode, I bet you'll have stuff from DJ Khaled just saying silly shit all the time.
All right.
You are a little
That's
behind.
Challenge.
He has, I think Kimmel did a spot where it was like DJ Khaled philosophy or something like that. And he would just be like, just spout out some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Can I do that?
See, I'm up to date.
Wow.
That was Steve Urkel.
Oh, that wasn't Urkel? That wasn't the cool one?
Can I do that?
It wasn't Stefan.
It wasn't Stefan
Urkel. Get the fuck out of here.
That was his last. That's how he said it, Stefan Urkel.
Why would his last name be different?
Because he was cool.
You don't get it.
You
don't
get
get
remember
Family Matters.
You don't remember, dude. If you want to test me on Carl Winslow, I'll fucking go deep. Okay. I know that mustache, like the back of my mustache. Okay. Yeah. That brings me kind of music taste. That brings me into one of the things I wanted to talk about.
That's why I picked that song, by the way.
Yeah.
I've played Dirt Nasty for you before. You're like, what is this? You took a shit on it.
It's eclectic, I'd say. It's esoteric.
It's great.
I like it. No, I like that it has a spot. I think that's a good workout jam, probably.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a jock jam.
Yes.
Almost.
Jock jam. They should do that now. Modern day jock jams.
All Queen songs. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It should be a Queen's greatest hits.
That's another thing I feel like we're by ourselves with the Queen fandom.
Really?
Not a lot of guys our age, heterosexuals, that like Queen.
Really?
Or that at least say they will.
I don't know. I think they're like, I would go the other way. I think, yeah, maybe not publicly, but I'd say.
You need to stop talking about it.
No, I'd say, like my theory on Outkast. I think Outkast has the biggest range of any music, artist. Hear me out. So, currently. So, you got people that love rap, hip hop, all that stuff. Everybody loves Outkast our age, right? And younger. And then you got like, when Hey Ya came out, then you got like people like my mom who are in their 60s who are like, I really like that song. That's a really good song. They like Outkast.
So
they got more range than the Beatles, man.
Range though,
age.
I hear age
generation.
Range. Okay,
and across different genres, they I think they'll get even people that listen to metal will be like, yeah, they're pretty good.
Sure,
well,
the good stuff it transcends.
But I'm saying like more than anybody in music.
Okay, where were you going with that?
So music taste. I was getting in a fight with someone about a logo design, and that brought me to my theory of like, you're fighting me on this logo, this bad logo, because I bet you created it. I want to write these things on an index card and flip it over, and then like have these thoughts as I'm listening to them.
Like a little magic show.
Like, and then go, and then we get an argument with it. Say? I'm gonna go. Here's what I was really thinking. Just so it was like, I'm already ahead of you.
Yeah.
I bet you came up with this logo design when you came up with your company, and we talk about knowing what you don't know. Most people don't have a good eye
Definitely.
for like anything aesthetic.
Right.
You know, that's how you get the dad bod khaki pants and like,
It says functional.
right.
I can reach
Crocs.
my cell phone on my belt.
Crocs are all about utility,
Yeah.
right? Put a little bedazzled jewel on there.
Yeah. To make them your own.
And so that's as Dan Cummins says, to make you unfuckable so your wife doesn't care.
That's true.
So
That's
why we wear what we wear most of
Right.
the time.
right.
It's-
Whatever we want. We ain't
Tank tops
reporting to
until
nobody.
30 minutes ago, probably.
I know. I had to debate whether or not to wear it, but I was getting sweaty.
Well, I don't want to dispense business advice, and then someone looks at the video, and then they see you
Looks
know,
like a beach
white
party.
trash, like piece of shit
Pass the cooler.
with some fart noises in the soundboard and stuff.
The
So,
fart noises are not going away.
wow, it was wet. So most people think they have a good sense of humor. That's, as a comedian, it destroys me on the inside. So it's like, hey man, when you're getting off stage and people are like giving you notes, and you're like, no, you don't know. I'll be snobby about it now, but it's kind of like, you don't even know what you're talking about at
Yeah.
all. Like, oh, you watch The Big Bang Theory? You like that? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's not my show.
It's just it stops me in my tracks. I'm just like, oh, I can't be friends with you now. Like, just
Here's
that
a
you
hint.
Think that.
If someone has to tell you they have a good sense of humor, they do not.
Yeah. I actually find humor very enjoyable. I don't know if you know that about me.
There's
Really?
So that's sister to good music taste. I only know 2 people in my life ever that have told me they do not have a good they don't have a good taste in music. One's
Yeah.
my dad, who I've been
An
like,
honest man.
I was like, you don't have a favorite band? He's like, nah.
Wow.
Like, and I'd be in the car like, do you like this? Like one year I just annoyed the shit out of him when I was like 11. Like, seriously, you don't like something from the 60s, like Rolling Stone? And he's like, no, they're all pretty good. And you're like, no, this isn't going to work.
Pick
Dad.
a favorite.
Yeah, but you need to pick something. You need to tell me. No, he's just like, I don't really have a good ear for
He
it.
probably just wanted you to shut up and be quiet and have
No,
some silence.
I still ask him now. Maybe that's it.
He's probably
now.
still on that tip.
Only guy. No, I've asked him about this for real. I'm like, Dad, he's come to a stand-up show, and I put him on the spot. I'm like, for real, tell everybody in the audience, you look like a tall Ric Flair. He's got a
Yeah.
white mane of hair at 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
And I go, look, you do not like music. You don't hate music. You just don't really love it.
You're just not into that.
And he's like, yeah, that's about right. And like, what?
Now.
The other was former guest, friend of the program, David Weingarten, who tells us, he's like,
I believe that.
I don't know.
He's half computer.
But I mean, that's funny, right? Like, who else can you name that's just
Right.
like, I don't really have a good music ear.
Good for Dave, man.
I don't have my own good taste in music. Everybody thinks they have a good taste in music.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's why it's fun to
That's why
debate.
it's your favorite.
Yeah.
Because you like the way it sounds.
That's
Makes
why
you
it's,
feel.
if someone's really into Creed, they're really into Creed.
Yeah. Katy Perry's good, though.
Right. If someone tells you that that's what's fun about arguing about it, because it's like, that's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And that's just
But-
made up there's science behind the beats of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can get into that. All
yeah,
that
you
stuff.
throw that out there. That's a quick conversation ender.
Well, dude, it's the same thing with design. You talk about design or sense of humor or anything. The problem with comedy is everybody has a sense of humor, right? Be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't have one.
I don't know. I've met some people.
Yeah, but they don't think they have a bad sense of humor. They just go, "You're not
Yeah.
you're not bringing it out in me," or whatever.
People that do that to me, I'm like, I hate you for like, I'm like, come on. Even a cheesy dad, like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep
I'm gonna
trying,
throw
so
some
you
puns
might
out.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well give in. But
What-
there's been a few. There's been a handful.
A bad cousin to that is the guy who stops you to re-say what you like. You say like a pun, you're just sliding them in there. Kind of.
Yeah.
We do that on this podcast. We try to slide in jokes
Mm-hmm.
if we're interviewing someone, and just kind of they'll steamroll over it. They won't even hear it.
Yeah,
most
the
of the time.
repeater.
And so like,
And then it gets a big laugh, and you can't be the guy to be like, I said it first.
right. This mine.
Did you? You're ruining it.
You're hack, bro.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the logo design. It's like, who told you have a good eye for this?
Yeah.
And I always back my statements up. Maybe I don't have the best eye either, right? Let's say, because I think when you do logo design, you can get fixated in a style. You see a lot of like female-oriented businesses, like the ones that are doing this hustle kind of stuff on the side. They usually have a handwritten, scribbly style. Like it's a little cuter sometimes. If you have an Etsy store, let's say,
Of course.
there's that
Gotta be
handwritten,
handmade, artisan.
right? And that fits. That fits the milieu, if you will. But I would say mine's probably more geometry based, more mathematical, more like I like it. Symmetry. I like, trying to use just basic triangles, squares, rhombus, if you will.
Well, I mean, it tends to look better if you can pull it off creatively with something simple. Simple's always better.
Simple
least
never
for-
goes out of style.
Yeah.
So I always go. I have a couple rules. I'm going to lay it out there for logo design.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to get to. This is a blog post I was going to do anyway. But here's some easy and fast rules if you don't hire us, but if you're hiring someone else or you're going to try to do this on your own. Number one is simple never goes out of style. Like minimalistic is always the best.
Are you making this up as I go along?
No, I've got this. I know it by heart, but I've got it. You want me to pull it up?
Was it really that was number one on the list?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel pretty good about that.
Think about a suit, right?
Oh,
Double-breasted, you're getting crazy now.
Yeah.
But a good-looking suit,
A well-fitting, custom-made.
it's all about fit.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you go too gaudy, you look like you're in the NBA lottery.
Yeah. It might look cool now, but in 20 years, are you going to be able to wear that thing?
Our white suits that are coming in may be a little outdated by the time we get them.
We'll alter those.
Yeah.
We'll get the sewing machine out.
But most of the suit, if you ever get a suit or like a nice dress for the ladies, it's all about fit. If it fits right, and really, if you really want to get into it, it's more about if you're in
That
shape.
booty.
If you're in shape,
Yeah, that
that's-
really helps a dress make.
That's 95% of
Pretty
whatever.
much, yeah.
You can put The Rock in anything, and he'll still look just like make it work.
Yes.
So simple never goes out of style. Classic, minimalistic. I always shoot for that. The best logos are the ones that are like a diamond. Like you've honed everything into this one icon, this insignia. The Nike swoosh is so simple. It's a check,
Yeah.
right?
Everything about the company right there. That
Right.
little drawing.
Well, they built a world around that,
Right.
right? So they, Nike means victory, but then, this check is like it means go. It means, it looks like it's in motion almost. If
They
you-
screwed over the lady who designed that, didn't they?
for like $75
Yeah.
in Portland.
Yeah.
But it's 2D. That's my other thing nowadays, flat.
Yeah. Flatten it out.
People want to have shadowing. That's fine. If you think you can work it, but most people think of I think of what a lot of I see is 3D attempts that look like straight up MS Paint,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Corel Draw.
it's not even so much. It could look good in 3D on your laptop in Photoshop, but you got to think about putting that on other stuff. Is it going to work on a T-shirt? Are you going to be able to print that out? Or are you going to be able to put it on whatever? And most of the time, you're going to have a hard time with a 3D anything. Like, you're not going to be able to do shadowing and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you have to think. You're right in scalability ways. I'll put that as 3. Is it scalable?
You're just writing down everything I'm saying.
Maybe. Give me more puns and give me more rules to live by. But scalability, utility, right?
Yeah.
What's the utility? Is this going to go on an exterior sign?
Right.
We always talk about that being super underrated. If you have any kind of business that should have signage, people don't think about that.
Yeah.
Especially the size of the sign as you're driving.
We need a bigger sign down at the Forest Hills Dental office.
Where you're at, I'd say it needs to be angled too, because right now it's flat, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to move. So we got a smaller one that's like 2 foot or 3 foot by 3 foot, and it's not big enough. So we move that one somewhere less conspicuous, and then at least double that thing, and maybe just write the name out. Not worry about making it all per day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you do something that it will catch the eye for people to look down to read it. You put a big tooth or something like that.
Or like
I don't know. That's not a good idea.
know,
But you put the logo maybe really big.
they got that eternal flame for Kennedy at his grave.
Yeah. That's not
That
bad.
could be cool.
Yeah.
How much does that cost?
Throw some fireworks
Fire
on
forever.
there every now and again.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I have that.
Oh, that one's
But
too
it's
long.
only, it's got
Lose
60.
it.
I'm not going to leave it.
The Hiroshima bomb? Yeah, lose that one.
the one from space.
So logos are it's the duality of doing creative work. You want it to be simple. It needs to look easy, right? One of my tests is, can you draw it on a cocktail napkin?
Mm-hmm.
Like hand draw it. Here's what our logo looks like.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, usually it's not good. That's more in the simplistic, minimalistic kind of rule.
And the reproducing of it is,
So utility.
part of that.
So if you did a grayscale and you had that 3D shadowing, could you see it? Could you make it work if you printed it out? Not that you really need to on a lot of stuff, but I think color is interesting too.
Yeah.
People don't think about that. So colors have meaning. Look at the best movie ever. One of the best movies ever is Heathers.
Yes. That is just a very well-written movie.
It's a very dark comedy. I love it.
Super dark.
And I watched it in college because our English classes were a joke at Auburn. And
That was part of a class at Auburn?
he was like, if you guys read Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises and do well with it, as an incentive, we'll watch Heathers in class. But then he explained Heathers, and I was too dumb to grasp it.
Wait, what is there to explain about Heathers?
The color scheme of the Heathers is very blatant. One's yellow. She's canary. She's sheepish.
Mm-hmm.
The green is always envious. She's jealous. That's Shannon Doherty in the beginning. The red is always kind of going for blood.
Yeah.
So there's like those basic color meanings.
And that's all the meaning there is in Heathers.
No, there's more. There's a bunch more of like just very basic stuff like that.
I can just remember
The thing with the dad, with the dialogue with the dad, Christian Slater has, that had something to do with some basic Shakespearean, like very basic kind of dialogue.
I don't want to have to get into that.
Martha Dumptruck.
I'm gonna end
your
up
girl?
looking it up. Who's Martha Dumptruck?
That's the girl that commits suicide.
I gotta watch Heathers again. I might have been kind of stoned when I was watching it a long time ago.
So color's a big one. Typeface. What's the font?
Yeah.
What's the font going to look like with the name under it? So to use Nike, they're Helvetica, bold, I believe. And so
Italic.
yeah, and so they've gone back and forth depending. But yeah,
Font top.
well, look, these things matter though, because it all tells the story.
Yeah.
So ours is Axis because it's a little rough around the edges, which is kind of the brand we're going for a little bit. We want to be very open and transparent, but we also want to admit, hey, we don't know everything.
That's for sure.
Anybody who listens to the podcast knows that.
Yeah.
There's no way anybody knows the entire internet.
No.
Or everything about small, medium business consulting. Like, everybody's got holes in their game, but we want to be kind of transparent in admitting that in a way.
Yeah, with the fonts, it's weird. Sometimes you got to kind of go. I don't know if mainstream is the way to put it, but you can get into trouble if with websites at least. If you have a font that you want to use on your website that isn't super common,
Good point.
your browser can pop up and make your entire website look completely different because it'll default to whatever, like Times New Roman.
Yep.
And then your website looks like it's from 95.
So I forgot to give tips along the way where to go for a lot of this stuff. So one big one for the logo part, the insignia, the symbol. It's your shield, man. It's your family crest for your business. Mm-hmm. Be proud of it. Don't spend some time. This is what I tell a lot of people. Let's spend 5 minutes on this and see if we can do a little bit better than a 4.
Yeah.
And try to get a 7.
Just take 5 minutes.
And really think about this while we have the time to do it in the startup or rebranding. And so Icona is something I like to do to make concepts for logos.
Yeah, it is really handy on your phone.
Yeah. And
what is it, $5? Something like that?
Yeah, $5 will get you unlock everything kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it's just one time.
Yeah. The interface is a little weird. You have to search directly through words. You can't really browse
Right.
Across a broad range of things. But if you type in sunglasses, it'll produce like every pair of sunglass icon you've seen ever.
And
on
then
the internet.
if you want to go on your browser, the Noun project seems like an aggregate of a bunch of icons. Similar idea, but you can't use those icons like you can with Icona. Either way, you're going to need to make your own creative for IP, intellectual property reasons, but these will get you concepts. These are all flat icons that are either outline style, like a thin outline style, or like what they call glyph or glyph, which is filled in.
They've actually got a lot more. I don't know when the last time you went on there is, but they've got a lot of fairly detailed things on there now.
Well, I think they're pulling from the Noun project. The Noun project is all like it's aggregating like 3 huge sources. Like Adobe's one of them, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So for color schemes, go to colors. This is spelled weird. COOLORS.co, free browser. There's an app for it.
Is it pronounced colors or coolers?
I don't know.
Coolors.
There's so many things I'll only read. No one will say it out loud.
Yeah.
You know,
Doesn't seem like there's a good way to say that. Come on.
Well,
Coolers.co.
Well, it's a color thing. It's a color scheme picker. So there's more of these if you go on Product Hunt and search. But if you go on coolers, colors, whatever it is, what it does is you'll lock in a color you like, and it'll try to pick colors that are good matching around it.
Right. And if you find another one, you can lock in that second one. Boom. And it'll do another 3, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's 5 total.
It'll give you 5, which is what you need for like a basic brand guide.
It is weird how hard that is to like come up with a color scheme you need this thing to do
None of
it.
this shit sounds hard at all. And
Right.
then you get in it and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do people do this?
It's better than like anything I would come up with, the random computer generation that it does. I don't know if it's random or not.
It's like there's a little AI with it, I think. Rule of thumb, by the way, if you ever need help trying to pick a color scheme for your going out or like or for your house or whatever, or just you need to pick a simple color scheme to get going, just go across the other side. Pick a color that you like, then go across to the other side of the color wheel, and that's your secondary color. If you're going out at night and you have blue jeans on, don't wear a blue shirt. That's a different, like just a different hue, because you'll look like Jay Leno.
Canadian tuxedo.
Right. It'll clash.
Right.
So get something that's like yellow or white or something that contrasting colors. Pretty easy. Someone told me that a long time ago. Makes total sense. So when you look at that color wheel with the dropper on it, when you're fucking around on like Photoshop or whatever, or anything that has that little dropper, you'll just go across to the other side.
Right.
If you have a light color that you
good.
really like, get a dark one, mute it.
Why have I never heard you say that?
Really?
I don't think so.
So like
changing my life.
So with the Forest Hills Dental, the shirt you're wearing right now, you got navy as the predominant color because the logo is like a mint with a light green, a muted green, and a white.
And a lighter mint.
Yeah.
And thus a lighter mint.
And so this is a big mistake everybody fucks up. They try to put like they'll put a dark green next to this,
Yeah.
and you won't be able to see it. And it clashes. It looks dumb. You know, it's like you wear black and then you wear navy, and like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't really compute it.
You need a banana yellow in there.
A good sunflower yellow, or a peach. Navy goes with yellow or auburn orange. But here's if you're a dude listening to this, just find all the sports teams you like. They do it the best. The Lakers, yellow and purple. They go together great.
There is that one website, Team Hex Color Codes, that'll give the hex number of your favorite team's color scheme.
But there's a reason, like New England Patriots, you think a red and a blood red and a dark navy don't work because it's kind of the American flag. But the red's more muted than you realize, and then like
The silver blends it together.
The silver kind of breaks through it a lot. So just look at your favorite professional team, and they all have like 1, 2, 3, primary, secondary, tertiary, and then sometimes a call out.
Right.
Kind of like Seahawks are good at that.
Yeah.
Except I don't like theirs is like that navy
Highlighter.
blue and then the green.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but they use the highlighter to break it up. Anyway, fonts. Go on Google Fonts. That's going to be the best tool, right?
Yeah.
Go on
that's
there.
going to have the most. If you pick one from that, you're very likely to be okay across browsers, right?
They're commercial use. Anybody can use them on their site. As far as a logo, a typeface, that gets a little tricky. You need to look at each individual font. Same with Adobe Typekit. If you have Creative Cloud or any of that, people don't look at this stuff. I think it's going to get cracked down in the next 10 years. Like they're making a lot of images traceable.
Yeah.
In this way,
And the AI is only going to get better at it.
Exactly.
It's
And
like they're
I
gonna be on
see
top
it.
of it.
I see it on a very micro level working on projects.
Yeah.
That's why it's better for us as kind of the managed service side for clients we just try to create it from scratch most of the time.
Right. Well, not fonts so much.
No. We don't create our own fonts, but like if I'm making we have like a law firm and I'm trying to create, they're going to stick very classic. They're going to be monogram is where my head goes most of the time.
Right.
I try to find the typeface that makes sense, and start from there. What would they have on their shirt?
Yeah.
So that's another test I have. Does it pass the golf shirt test?
Right.
If you take the Lacoste, that little gator, you take them off and you put your logo on there, would people be like, what is that? What's that shirt?
Right.
Or would they be, if they don't say anything or they say, where'd you get that shirt? Great. If they say, what the fuck is that on your shirt? I think
Make sure that it doesn't look like you got it from Sam's Club. Like some random, thing that they're trying to pass off as nice,
Members mark.
Yeah. You can make a lot of stuff look really nice, but
I remember
it's
fighting
not.
with my mom. That's not where it should get jeans. Please don't.
My dad actually had a pair of shorts on that were members marked the other day, and I was like, oh, okay.
He's fully daddy. He's going for it.
Yeah, no, but the problem was I was into it. I was like, give me a pair
Where'd you
of
get
those.
that? Is that
Yeah.
Massimo?
They were literally khaki shorts that were like comfortable, like
Oh, no.
that absorb sweat.
We're losing you.
I'm gone.
Oh, you're
Don't worry
gone?
about me. I'm gone.
That's my golf shirt test. And then with the font, going back to that, you can buy, you can license fonts. Some are like insanely expensive. Like there's a whole font nerd like world that you can get deep into, and it's real. It's like little changes in this font make it this, and
Yeah, they have to.
they've been around for a long time.
The more you nerd out, the more detailed it has to get.
I looked at an Avenir font, and it's been around since like 1960. I'm like, what?
What?
It doesn't feel that way. But you look at all these old advertisements, and
I remember when this bridge was written in Avenir font.
so you can go on like Creative Market or Envato Market,
Vato Market.
and there's gonna be fonts for sale on there that are original too, which I like to do, and I like to do that for a logo typeface.
Yeah. It's hard to get the original, the unique one.
Yeah, you don't want to just have like Arial.
Right.
We'll talk off mic.
If you have it on your logo itself, that doesn't really the thing I was talking about making it common on your website or whatever doesn't become a problem because that's all embedded in that image, your logo image. So it's not so much a worry.
Yeah, but it won't pick up if it's in an image, like searchable.
Oh, well.
So you want a font that you can plug in there, a custom font to plug in, so that it is indexable by search engines.
Within the image itself?
No. You have an image of the logo,
Right.
but the typeface you want to try to get the font like in a responsive kind of. You can type it in. You can type in whatever.
I guess I was just saying that it's less worrisome to use it in the image of the logo itself, like as the logo.
True, and make sure it's legible.
Yeah.
Stay away from cursive.
Yeah.
That's an easy rule. Not everybody has to do it, but I'm saying like, can you read it from far away?
Yeah. That's like there's a place called Dinner Done. That they do like dinners for individuals or something. It doesn't matter.
Is it Larry the Cable Guy?
The signage looks like it says dinner alone. Because the D is a lowercase d.
Only comedians eat there?
Yeah. But it was just like, dude, just make it so that it doesn't look like that. Because it's the complete opposite of what you're trying to do over there.
Don't squish together letters because it'll look like you won't be able to tell, that kind of stuff. Think of it. I always go like, think of a drunk version of your customer. Can they read everything? Can they go through the whole thing? Can they read where you're at? Does the name make sense? We'll get into. I want to do brand names later. We might as well do it on this episode since I went long with this.
I'm going really long, buddy.
Where you want to do brand names, naming companies?
Sure.
How much time? We got?
We're at 40 minutes live. 40
What?
minutes.
For
yeah,
real?
dude, you've been rambling.
I've been bloviating.
Bloviation.
I've been filibusting.
Did you come in it?
No,
Well, I am. I'm excited. Now I'm on a tear.
I know.
All right. Logos, anything else?
No.
If you're going to get someone to do it, get it all the iterations done. We do that for everybody. No one else does. I don't get it.
Yes. That's
Fucking-
something like once it's done, you're like, oh, cool, my logo's done. And you don't worry about it. You're going to need it like a day later. Make sure you get it all at the same time.
And get an editable file. Get an AI file or whatever they did it in.
Right.
Get some Photoshop even, whatever.
Something that can be vectored out.
Yeah. If you don't know what vector it is, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Just know you need
Just
something
you need
vectored
one.
out. Yeah. Like get them to do every print iteration you'll need, every web iteration, a favicon. It's that little insignia in the browser.
Alternative color
Yep.
logos with alternative colors on the typeface, all that.
We're fucking solving problems for
There's
y'all.
like 35 iterations, aren't there?
Yeah, we do something like that. I can't remember how many, but there's permutation, I think, of a bunch of them. And then if you have an alternate or secondary logo, you need those done too.
Sorry, I'm looking for a song.
So you got Nike, and then you got maybe Kaepernick's face now or something as a new insignia, like his fro.
That could be cool. Like the Jordan, the legs
Yeah.
sticking
Oh,
out.
Jordan. Perfect. Yeah, that's a brand extension of theirs.
Right.
So that's like a secondary logo for a while, and then it became its own
Mm-hmm.
entity. Brand naming. Let's do that real quick. Brand name. Fucking does it make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Is it
number
easy
one.
to say?
Is it? Say it out loud. Hey, do you want to go to this restaurant? It's called blah blah blah. And if I say it to you,
Incorrectly.
does it phonetically sound okay?
Chipotle.
Is it a pun? Are you doing a pun? Yeah, Chipotle is great because I don't think everybody really knew what that is, right? It's common now,
Yeah.
but that's a word like I love Chipotle in a sense that I love using words that everybody has heard. Like I'm still bitter about our friends of the program, Scout, that I was trying to rename them, the IT business to business Apple certified. Shout out to them. wearescout.com. I wanted to name them Sherpa. I was like, that's a perfect name for you guys.
Yeah.
The invisible men that get the people up Mount Everest.
But it doesn't say IT. What about Sherpax with an X on the end? Blew your mind on that one, didn't
Whoa! Shit. No, Sherpa.
No.
No, because it's a word
I don't
everybody's heard, right?
Yeah.
But they may not be able to kind of pull it out of their in their kind of like their search, their Google and their brain all the time, but they know it's a word that exists.
No, I like it.
There's
Just
stuff
bust
like
it
that
off.
where I like terms that aren't like we have a luggage company, not a luggage company, it's like a lot of Brazilians come into the United States, they buy a bunch of stuff and they want to be like a luggage valet kind of thing.
Right.
And the idea would be like this company would pack everything for them. The numbers are crazy when you look at how many Brazilians just come into shop.
Is it over a Brazilian?
Well, there's a gray market, so they bring it back. It's legal, but you can only have like a certain amount of iPhones, a certain amount of whatever, because the taxes are so high for electronics and other things, baby stuff like diapers. It's really strange.
That's sad.
So they wanted to call it Happy Luggage, and I was like, here's what I'm pitching is stowaway,
Yeah.
right? Perfect. It means something else completely to most people, but if you sell that company over time,
It definitely gives a little bit of meaning as to what they're doing.
yeah, and it has a little
Happy
bit
luggage to me is a bunch of suitcases with smiley faces. They're all yellow and they have smiley faces, and then you do a sad face.
in a weird way. I think it could work with that kind of a cultural thing, like, oh, they don't really get it here, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you have like a Chinese restaurant that's like, what do we have here? Yummy House or something like that.
Sure. I don't eat Chinese anymore.
I'm
Was
too
like-
healthy.
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could name it something that's a little off, and you'd be like, they don't know,
Yeah. Of course.
which is kind of racist in a way. But I was like, Stowaway, perfect. Don Draper moment, drop the mic, I got it, kind of thing. And that makes sense. It's easy to spell, easy to say, right?
And they're like, get back in here and pick up that mic.
Then
We're not done.
Then you figure out the subtitle, right? When you have a one-word name. Here's my other thing: syllables. 2 or 3 syllables are the best. Those are the best names.
Mm-hmm.
4 syllables, too much.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get
with those
out of my
4
fucking
syllables.
life.
What are you doing?
You're not my stepdad. Get out of here.
My older dad was 3 syllables.
But 4 syllables, way too much. People do these names that are like, it's Donna's blah, 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 like Restaurante and Delicatessen. And you're like, no.
Tampaniac.
People are going to
picture.
call that Donna's. Just know how people are. Yeah, Tampaniac. Is it
I know.
pictures or productions?
Pictures is the business name.
So it's hard for people to read Tampaniac, right?
I know in retrospect.
No, look,
But-
Tokabaga is no easy feat either. I get that too.
Yeah.
People autocorrect in their brain. They call it Taco Works.
Yeah.
I understand that, but
So you made it from 4 to 3. You shortened Tokapaga down to Toko Works.
well, Toko Works
Did you
almost
do it on purpose?
only for a domain. Like you need an email,
Yeah.
something that made sense. And I also like names that have like a verb like that. So I had like verb and a noun kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my website, which is Lawsmith Works, which works could sound like a utility company, but works is also a verb,
Yeah.
an action verb. I always like that kind of play.
Or like a lawyer blacksmithing shop.
Yeah, yeah. I like
Law
where it can
Smith.
go on a
Nice.
lot. Does it have sticking power? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So many people give me just generic names they want to do, and I'm like, I'd forget that in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, Tokabaga, while it is silly, people do ask about it.
Right.
What does that mean? I tell the story. It's the Native American tribe that was in Florida before all the white men took it out. They named the city of Tampa, which is why our campfire, Tampa means sticks of fire, which is why we have a campfire logo. It all
Yeah.
has a brand theme, and then we have this camping kind of theme throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's what we were kind of thinking for Tampaniac, that it's somewhat memorable in a way, if you can, or at least they ask about it. We
Right.
need a good story, though.
Yeah, that's called a touchstone story or an anchor story. So you have like this go-to, like we have one like a go-to for our client, Waterloo Washrooms. We started with them, and now they're doing so well. Blah 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 blah.
Yes.
Because we did this, and this with them. We grew with them. So syllables, like too many syllables. People are going to shorten it on you, and you won't have a choice.
Yeah. How about letters that look similar in the word?
Like I and L, if
Yeah.
you capitalize it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that matters.
That's one.
You have
that
to
comes
think about
mind.
it on the lowest common denominator.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
people don't do. Say it out loud. Say it to someone else. Hey, have you been over to Scout?
Yeah, write it down.
It's too short.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scout. I love you guys, but they were called Core before that, and that was bad too because it was like, "What's the place called?" And I'm like, "Core." And now I have 2 follow-up questions after this. Core?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an Apple Core.
The Marine Corps.
And then it still
They're
doesn't
Marines?
stick. No, they do Apple products. They do repairs.
With guns.
Right. So it's like, no, not like corp.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Right. Now you've already lost everything.
Yeah, you've
Everything's
lost them.
done. So you want something that can be said, that can be read phonetically if it is hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going for your last name, you better figure out, and it's a tough one for a lot of people.
Yeah, I would never name something Redinger. I mean,
You'd be surprised, man. People don't think this shit through.
no.
Remember, one of the biggest things we know that people don't know is that a lot of people start a small business because they're really good at one thing.
Right.
And
then all the other shit is where they go wrong.
yeah, and then they have to figure that stuff out on the fly.
Yeah. And then the stuff that they're good at suffers.
So if you have a name like ours, we should probably, as we're going through the IP stuff, because I got lazy on that early on, we should have a subtitle that makes sense. It should be Tokabaga, and then like managed services or something like that.
Right. No.
Consulting firm, SMB. The problem with us is we don't really fit in a lot of categories.
Yeah, it has to be super broad.
Digital agency meets SMB consulting is the best I got. But
What about some kind of Rolodex man people? Like the business is a Rolodex.
a conduit company?
Conduit.
Alliteration's good for a lot of people, by the way.
Oh.
Rhyming is good if you have like a retail product. A lot of people like that. Something with sticking power like that is always huge. And then don't pigeonhole yourself with a name. Meaning, don't call yourself Houston's Footlongs or something like that.
Bronze pipe fitting only, whatever. Don't make it so you can't expand into other areas.
Right.
Is the point.
Vertically or horizontally.
Right.
Most small businesses do the city. Right?
Yeah.
Philadelphia, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, Philly's this. And
Yeah.
you're like, you're going to stay in Philly forever. You just you didn't even realize you put this like invisible field around you.
Yeah, so I was telling my wife about Forest Hills Dental. It's like, we can't open the tattoo shop that we want to open in there. We can't do any of that other stuff. It has to be all dental now.
Well, y'all's is Forest Hills Dental, subtitle, Dr. Nikki Morganti.
Right.
So that's the way you do it.
Subtitle.
That's the way you do it because you're locally dentistry has to be hyper local. But if y'all ever did another location, you're adapting to the neighborhood, which I think is smart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you went to another neighborhood, because dentistry is like, 5 mile radius is like 90% of everybody,
Usually.
something like that.
I think maybe 10, but
So if you're a hairdresser, it's like 10 miles.
yeah.
If you're a local business, do it that way, but brand your name in the subtitle.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you're scalable.
Yeah. A division of Forest Hills Dental.
Yeah, no, just do the same thing. Just call it South Tampa Dental, and you have,
Yeah, I'm sure that's not taken.
no, you know what I mean. Port Tampa Dental.
So all the good ones are taken. That's the thing about Forest Hills Dental.
No,
We
that's
were
good. I
surprised
think
that
that's
it
a great
wasn't-
name.
No, I do too, but I was like surprised it wasn't taken. Surprised we got it.
And it's a bit ironic because it's in Florida and we're flatlands.
Yes.
Which I think is funny.
Yeah, I do too.
A hill for us is like 5 feet undulation.
Right.
That's like a sand trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's right near a golf course. Full circle.
And Babe Zaharis.
Yeah.
Shout out
Greatest-
female pro athletes.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
You got an outro?
I'm trying to think of a female pro athlete.
You can't think of one?
Lisa Lobo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a real person.
That's a real one.
Thanks for listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook page. We're trying to put these out live before they go out on the audio version.
Mm-hmm.
Or on YouTube. Or
Yeah.
on LinkedIn. Or on Vimeo.
SweatEquityPod.com.
Yeah. You want us to be on Twitch or something else? Let us know.
Twatch.
Twatch? It's a whole different site, my friend.
We're not going to top that. So.
That's nerds live commentating on porn.
Yes.
Yes.
Why did you say it live? We need to make that happen. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.